The romantic notion of the struggling artist runs deep in indie podcasting. But while every indie podcaster struggles to get their production to the world, not all struggle to make ends meet. Hello and welcome to another Podcast Pontifications with me, Evo Terra. Last week of shows, I'm letting you guys know this is the last week of shows before I go on my break. Long winter's nap is coming up in the next few weeks, but before that, I'm going to touch on a sensitive topic. Yes, a very sensitive topic. It's going to be touchy. I hope you guys will allow me to do this, especially for independent podcasters. And that's money. Yeah. Money independent podcasters can bring into their productions, as well as money independent podcasters spend bringing their productions to the world. Now, over the next few minutes, I'm going to try very hard not to judge you or anyone by my pocketbook. And in return, I will ask you to do the same. And that is not judge the totality of indie podcasting by your own pocketbook. Are we agreed? Great. Then let's rip the bandaid off right away. Indie podcasting doesn't mean poor podcasters. It doesn't. Even though, yes, I do recognize and understand that the vast majority of indie podcasters are, at least when it comes to money in and out of their podcast, poor. I get it. But true though that may be, it's not a requirement. Being a poor indie podcaster is neither a requirement nor is it a badge of honor. At the same time, though, it's not a badge of shame either. Please understand that. It's just a current state, not even the current state. It's just a current state. And the great thing about states, and I'm talking about lowercase s, not big case states, states can be changed. Indie podcasting doesn't mean poor podcasters. You can, if you wish, and if it is deserved, ask for more. You can ask for more from your sponsors, from your patrons, from your supporters, if in fact the product you are providing is actually and in fact worth more. And if it's not currently, then you can put your podcast and yourself on a path to do what needs to be done so that it is or will be, in fact, worth more. Most indie podcasters fail to get any revenue from their shows, I know. While at the same time, other independent podcasters live very comfortable lives and oftentimes pay a staff of people a living wage. In between those two extremes are countless examples of other indie podcasters. Because indie podcasting doesn't mean poor podcasters. You can, if you wish, and if you have the means, spend more on services that will have direct benefits on your podcast. Now, I don't recommend spending money for the sake of spending money, but there is some truth in the old adage, you gotta spend money to make money. Most indie podcasters invest heavily in their own time and then seek out services that are free so they can spend as little of their treasure as possible. But at the same time, lots of other indie podcasters are spending lots of money. I'm talking tens of thousands of dollars or more every single month just to keep their production machine flowing. And it's in between those two extremes that I once again point out there are countless other indie podcasters. And that's because indie podcasting doesn't mean poor podcasters. Again, I remind you, don't judge the totality of indie podcasting by your pocketbook. And it's okay that some services offered to podcasters, indie podcasters, aren't necessarily available to the totality of indie podcasting. let's do some quick boostergrams.
Now it's time for the
Boostergram Corner.
Boostergram Corner.
I don't know a thing about crypto.
Special thanks to Mr. Mark Stedman. Oh my gosh, Mark, what are you involved in these days? So many projects. It's hard to keep track of what you've got going on. But Mark says he sent me 4 coffees and said the following: 4 coffees for the 4 inspiring questions you tipped us off to this week. That was last Friday's show. Thank you very much, Mark. I appreciate that. Now, Mark did that with an individual coffee purchase times 4, which is fantastic. There's also, when you go there to the place Mark bought me the coffees, there's an option to become a supporting member. That level gets you extra perks. So take a look at that. In fact, take a look at all of the options available to you at podcastpontifications.com/value for value, where they are all listed, because it does take effort from me, time, treasure, and talent to put out the show, and the way that you can provide some of that back to me is the form of value for value. So again, podcastpontifications.com/value for value. 3 more episodes to go this week before I take a quick break. With that, I shall be back tomorrow with yet another Podcast Pontifications. Cheers!